We are now going to observe a moment of silence, a moment of prayers and meditations. Thank you, honorable members. We may be seated. Honorable members, I would like to take a moment to welcome all the guests, acknowledge the Premier of the Free State Province, Honorable Mxolisi Dukwana, the Deputy Speaker of the Free State Legislature, Honorable Lucy Mapena, the Chairperson, House of Committees in absentia, Honorable William Bulwan, Chief Whip of the Legislature, Honorable Tembeni Ngangisa, the Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Roy Jangelson, the Leader of Government Business, Honorable Dodoma Gume, members of the Free State Legislature, members of the Executive Council, members of the Parliament, members of the NCOP present, the Executive Mayor of Lejwe-Lepuzo District Municipality, Honorable Councillor Veronica Ntakumbana, the Honorable Mayor, Executive Mayor of Machabeng Local Municipality, Councillor Thanduxolo Khalipha, traditional leadership present, leaders of local government and SALGA, leaders of the ANC and the Alliance, leaders of the Democratic Alliance and Economic Freedom Front, Freedom Fighters, Yobakan Sharp, the leaders of Freedom Front Plus, leaders of trade unions present, sector stakeholders and professional bodies, members of the Provincial Speakers Forum, heads of Chapter 9 and 10 institutions present, business leaders, families and friends, civil society organizations, members of faith-based organizations, media houses present, and digitally covering our proceedings, people of the Free State present here, and those following online broadcasts. Kaofela ke re dumelang. Without any further ado, I will request the Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
Honorable members, before we proceed to motion 1, I wish to remind the House that the vote for the Free State Legislature is not subjected to the debate. We proceed to motion 1. The Secretary shall read motion 1.
That leave be granted for the second reading debate on the appropriation bill number 2 of 2023, presentation of vote 2, Free State Legislature.
The vote before the House is vote 2, Free State Legislature. The Honorable Speaker, Mezanele Sifubwe, may address the House.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Melusi Mapena, Honorable Mxolisi Dukwana, the Honorable members of the Free State Legislature, the Honorable members of the Executive Council, the Chief Whip of the Legislature, the Honorable Deputy Chief Whip, the Chairperson of Committees, Honorable members of the Free State Legislature, distinguished guests, members of the Fourth Estate, Dumelang sanbonani, good day, goeiedag. We are gathered here today, 1 year before the general elections. The 7th Democratic Legislature will mark a great progress since our constitutional democracy. The legislature intends to build upon this progress and our healthy developmental agenda to strengthen nation building and unite our people. It is our legacy. Over the past 4 years, we have built a good legacy. We've covered so much ground together, yet our path is lengthening before our eyes. Our goal of building a flourishing egalitarian society must not succumb in the face of adversity. At any rate, the fruits of our work must stand the test of time. From the successful coordination of the Free State Province Address in Bloemfontein, the provincial budget speech in Garib Dam, to the taking the legislature to the people in the form of departmental votes tabling across 5 districts, we can claim that we are on course, with legislature having assumed all constitutional responsibility in the events of the legislature. We enter the Workers' Month 2023 exactly 3 years since the advent of the COVID-19 disease outbreak with its devastating effects on humanity and economy. The kind of lessons the workers of the world can deduct from the impact of COVID-19 is that they are all connected. Workers across the world worked tirelessly to protect humanity from destruction by producing ideas and innovations that brought the scourge to a halt. During this month, we will take forward the legacy, quicken the progress made in protecting the workers' rights and social justice. We will therefore use the upcoming Workers' Parliament to take stock of progress made since our last summit to address key concerns raised by different federations in our province. Honorable Deputy Speaker, we draw lessons from the bleak picture that characterized the past few months. Among the events of the few months is the Jagersfontein disaster, where Man-Tailing Dam wall collapsed, causing devastation, loss of lives, and many injured. It also brought other pressures to the local economy, such as prolonged health conditions, the environmental degradation and destruction of required infrastructure for sustainable livelihood. This kind of disaster was the first in the province since the Marysbury disaster of the 22nd February 1994 in Melody, Virginia, in which 17 people lost their lives and several houses were demolished. Consistent with our legacy of oversight, we joined other stakeholders to provide relief to the area as soon as the crisis occurred. We will remain in close contact with the people of Jagersfontein by working closely with the provincial government, the municipality, and social partners until the social conditions of the people improve convincingly. Honorable members, during the period under review, the legislature bemoaned the loss of our hard-working member and chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Cooperative Governance, Traditional Affairs, and Office of the Premier. We will always remember Honorable Smith, otherwise known as Sandana, for his commitment to the struggle, for his love for the people, and his idiosyncratic jokes. A special dedication to another former member of this House, Mr. Pule Herbert Isaac Tate Mahwe, or simply the best as he was affectionately known, who left us unceremoniously 2 months ago. Not only did we become the best performing province in the matric results during his tenure, but he also engraved the legacy of success. He invigorated a sense of belief in our children that everyone has the potential to become the best. We will remain indebted to his wonderful work ethics as the MEC for Education. Recently, we also lost a former member of this House and Premier, an activist, Ms. Frances Beatrice Mashov, as a Premier and throughout her professional career, an activist and leader, was an embodiment of a true servant of the people. Lastly, we also remember Friniji Nwala, founding Speaker of our Democratic Parliament of South Africa, who passed away on the 12th of January 2023. In his tribute to Dr. Ginwala, President Cyril Ramaphosa said, and I quote, "Frini Ginwala epitomized the ethos and expectations of our then fledgling constitution and played an important role in building the capacity of Parliament through transformation of activists and leaders into lawmakers, and who were in turn able to transform our country," close quote. We remain proud of this good legacy left by Dr. Ginwala. May the souls of the departed rest in eternal peace. Honorable members, the presentation of this budget comes at a time when the country is still battling with the effects of gender-based violence and femicide, which continue to haunt us. As part of our advocacy campaigns, we call for strong legal action to be taken against the perpetrators of gender-based violence. Despite the observable or perceived leniency of the law in matters of this tenure before the courts, this should serve as a true lesson in many abusers that gender-based violence is not an option. Our participation within the established sector forums, such as the Speakers Forum, Secretaries Association of South Africa, Commonwealth Parliament Association South Africa branch, as mechanisms for cooperative governance is critical. Within the platform of Speakers Forum, we continue to seek solutions to the legislative sector budget challenges within complex fiscal environment, working together with our presiding officers, portfolio and ad hoc committee chairpersons or our whips, members of committees and highly competent staff component. We continue to raise the torch for many South Africans. Honorable members, Chapter 9 of the National Development Plan, NDP Vision 2030, articulates mechanisms for South Africa's quest in developing a capable developmental state. The NDP focuses on sustainable economic growth and development within the context of thriving constitutional democracy. It recognizes the importance of all branches of the state working together within cooperative governance framework to deliver on this country's vision. Within this framework, a strong, independent South African legislative sector is vital to success. Deputy Speaker, a philosophical account of an egalitarian society, it is a society where all people are considered equal regardless of gender, race, religion, or age. There is no class system in an egalitarian society, but relatively equal access to income and wealth. This vote depicts our efforts of continuously seeking to improve our systems to influence outcomes in order to change the lives of our people for the better. We consider institutional leadership critical in driving and shaping policy directives, developing contingency plans, impact analysis, and the growing risk amid budget constraints. Essentially, we have classified our institutional programs to remain within the policy regime of government and the sector and to maintain a good legacy of our democratic breakthrough. Honorable members, it remains a singular honor for me to be able to present the budget vote for the Free State Legislature in this August House. On constitutional mandate, the Free State Legislature derives its mandate from the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa of 1996. The Constitution confers on the legislature the power to pass for the Free State Province laws for the Free State Province to the extent indicated in the Constitution in Schedule 4 and 5, read with Section 104 and Section 1141 of the Constitution. The Constitution also confers upon the Free State Legislature the power to conduct oversight over the Provincial Executive Council and other provincial organs of the state in terms of Section 1142 of the Constitution. To give effect to oversight and lawmaking, the legislature is required by Section 118 of the Constitution to facilitate public involvement in legislative and other processes of the legislature. On the 20th of April, 1964, Dr. Nelson Mandela delivered a speech during the treason trial in which he responded to the accusations by the apartheid government that the South African struggle was influenced by foreigners and communists. He said, I admire the British and American democratic systems. I admire the doctrine of separation of powers, as well as the independence of its judiciary. The Magna Carta, the Petition of Rights, and the Bill of Rights never fail to arouse my admiration. It is these ideals, firmly engraved in our Constitution, that we seek to protect and defend. The role of the three arms of the state, namely 1, Parliament, 2, Executive, and 3, Judiciary, must be respected and safeguarded. Therefore, there cannot be any justification of continue having certain powers and authority concentrated in a single arm of the state. Each arm must be supported and allowed independently to execute its constitutional obligations without fragmentation of mandates. Parliament makes laws and the executive executes the laws. The judiciary interprets the law. We'll continue to maintain oversight over the executive in terms of Section 114 of the Constitution. We, however, remain concerned that our core mandate of lawmaking, public participation and oversight continue to be impeded, as earlier said, by budget constraints. While our members must be commended for the sterling work they continue to do through portfolio committees and other established mechanisms, the continuously decreasing baseline is a serious concern. On Program 1, Institutional Leadership, we have started 2022-2023 financial year with a deeper focus on comprehensive analysis of our spending versus outcomes. We looked at the degree for which our plans are intertwined with the needs of the people. This vote depicts our efforts of continuously seeking to improve our systems to influence these outcomes. We consider institutional leadership critical in driving and shaping policy directives, developing contingency plans. The sectoral engagements we embark on as the legislature also ensure that we interact with different sectors and stakeholders in our province. These platforms play a critical role in giving our people the opportunity to suggest solutions to take the institution forward. In this way, we eliminate social distance between the legislature, government, and the people. This is in line with our operating procedure to involve government as members of executive in addressing matters of public importance. We strive to develop plans that have visible impact in the work of the legislature to the citizens of this province and our stakeholders. We have undertaken a review of our annual performance and aligned our strategic document as per recommendations of the Auditor General. We cited strong financial management and performance information as critical to the functioning of the legislature. We dedicate considerable time to development and review of organizational policies. Most of them are now at the final stage of consultation processes. The report from the bargaining management team is due for submission to the accounting officer. We continue to strengthen our administrative capacity by focused recruitment when new vacancies arise. Recently, approval has been granted for advertising of 8 funded vacant posts. They include that of the Hansard editor, the deputy secretary, admin assistant, procurement officer, senior asset officer, constituency liaison officer, chief audit executive, admin assistant, institutional support services, and we have also earmarked 6 vacant unfunded posts, which we are unable to fill because of the financial constraints. Honorable members, our commitment to clean governance is undisputed, and clean audit remains our goal. The legislature received an unqualified audit opinion for periods of 2021-2022 financial year. In the main, the Auditor General insisted that the legislature need to improve on consequence management to achieve clean audit status. We have since managed to reduce our irregular transaction with 50% arising from 2021-2022 financial year to 43% for the financial year 2022-2023 financial year. A clear post-audit action plan addressing matters raised by the Auditor General has yielded positive results with the improvement in financial statements and performance information, and we intend to continue implementing that plan. Our governance structures, such as the Audit Committee, is functional and monitors progress on administration very closely. Furthermore, our Budget and Oversight Committee continues to play a pivotal role oversight over the financial administration. Honorable members, on organizational development environment, Deputy Speaker, the Free State Legislature currently has 194 approved posts, that is in the organogram, and has 158 posts filled, 139 permanent employees, 13 contract employees linked to the term of office of the Speaker, and the contract employees, which equates to 81%. For this financial year, the institution absorbed for individuals on an internship program with the purpose of giving them exposure and vital work experience. We are in the process of conducting an overhaul review of the organizational structure to determine how the organization needs to improve and best conducted in line with annual business and workforce planning processes or in response to key events such as changes in technology, processes and priorities. The review will also investigate the grading system and disparities which exist in the institution. On capacity building, training and development, honorable members, it is through education that we can help build a sustainable livelihoods and eliminate dependency welfare across all levels of society. To achieve this feat, we learn from one of the leading philosophers of the 20th century, Paulo Riclas Neves Freire, when he wrote that, I quote, "For apart from inquiry, apart from praxis, individuals cannot be truly human. Knowledge emerges only through invention and reinvention, through the restless, impatient, continuing, hopeful inquiry human beings pursue in the world, with the world and with each other. Through generosity,